HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This segment of the news is brought to you by BTC, powered by Lime.
Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. Good Sunday evening, Bahamas. I'm Charisma Robinson. Thanks for joining us. Here's what's making news. Just hours after National Security Minister Dr. Bernard Nottage announced the government's new crime strategy, police were posted at various points across New Providence Saturday to maintain law and order. And as Altovise Munnings reports, the island-wide operation was successful.
There was no escaping the contingent of officers from the police force's traffic division who were accompanied by their counterparts from other divisions to conduct a road check at the Montague area of New Providence Saturday afternoon. They inspected all vehicles one by one, even if that meant taking a more closer look to ensure the driver and/or passengers were not violating the rules. Several motorists were asked to pull over as officers thoroughly searched in and outside cars and their passengers. Officers were not wasting any time as at least 3 arrests were being made at one time. It's this type of enforcement the acting officer in charge of the police's traffic division, Assistant Superintendent Craig Stubbs, believes makes a difference.
We will be present, not just the police traffic division, but all division of New Providence. We will be out in full numbers. And we will enforce the law. We have adopted for this operation a zero-tolerance approach to all offenders, to all breaches of the statutes, laws of the Bahamas, and traffic violators.
The officers even arrested a suspect wearing an ankle bracelet. And get this, the device was reportedly wrapped in electrical tape to stop the signal. Authorities maintain that these types of crimes will not be tolerated.
We ask you now to have your vehicles in order and check. Persons who have outstanding warrants, we are asking you to go to the warrant section and have those warrants cancelled. Otherwise, what you see here today, you'll be taken to the custody and you'll be detained because the warrant will be issued by a magistrate and only the magistrate can release you from that warrant.
Senior man, keep your eye on the truck for me. Keep your eye on the truck for me, please.
Police were also visible on Wolf Road Saturday night, conducting even more road checks. They stopped a group of men riding in a truck who were checked for any possible criminal activity. And again, several motorists were cited for various traffic infractions. Altovise Munnings, ZNS Network News.
Days after a man was gunned down in the Pitt Road area, police were back there again, this time conducting traffic checks. Officer in charge of the police force's Southern Division Superintendent Tommy LaRota told our news team that police will do what it takes for as long as it takes to maintain law and order. He also confirmed that a number of people were cited for various infractions during Sunday's operation.
There's no easing up today, no easing up until. We're doing traffic stops, stop and search. We're doing everything that is required of a police officer today. We'll be roaming foot patrol through all the areas all day today. We're looking for traffic infractions and wanted persons. You name it, we're doing it.
Now our news team also hit the streets today to get reaction on the government's plan to collaborate police and defense force officers to tackle crime. National Security Minister Dr. Bernard Nottage announced Friday that 150 defense force officers and Marines would assist their police colleagues in maintaining law and order. Most people we spoke to were happy about this new initiative.
I think it's a good idea. I think the Bahamas needs all the help it could with the problems that we're having. This problem that we have extends more internal and external, okay, because what goes on here affects the Bahamas and it gets out around the world. Anything we can do to get this crime under control, okay, I think we need to take extreme measures.
I think it's overdue, as far as I'm concerned. The crime is completely on water. Like I said before, last time I got an interview, I told them it needs some draconian measures. As far as I'm concerned, you need to turn around and go into these communities around there with Royal Bahamas Defense Force along with the police. And you got to ensure them that they mean business.
If it is well planned, I think any assistance that the police could get would be tremendous. It has to be well planned and well maintained. That's good. That's good for the fence wall to put them there. And I hope they should bring us. I hope they should bring an army to do with some of these fellas, because the murders these fellas doing, it don't make sense.
President of the Bahamas Christian Council, Reverend Ranford Patterson, supports the government's new initiatives to combat crime. However, Reverend Patterson accepts that the move could put a strain on Defense Force resources, but he says it's necessary. The Christian Council leader advocates, though, for all stakeholders to become involved in fighting the crime war.
One of the things that I hope that we can do from a council perspective is to find ways to bring all stakeholders together. That includes the opposition, the government. Just bring them together. Let's sit down, man. For this one, let's put aside our politics. Let's put aside our denominational difference, and let's call our people and let's see how best we, as a country, can make a difference.
Attorney General Allison Maynard Gibson recently indicated that regional states like the Bahamas are also focused on addressing constitutional change. Prime Minister Perry Christie announced at the 8th annual Dr. Lloyd Barnett Lecture last week that the Constitutional Commission will continue its public education and consultation campaign on more recommendations to the Constitution. The Attorney General pointed out that the lecture marked the start of sessions for the 40th meeting of the Council for Legal Education. Speaking at the session's closing, Maynard Gibson was pleased with the discussions.
And we are all in the region laboring with our constitutions, not just from the point of view of a referendum, but in a larger view of making sure that citizens understand their rights and obligations under their constitutions, and that democracy is preserved by people being informed and being aware of and being prepared to be engaged. Law and lawyers only enhance this whole process. And that is why it's important for us to, as a council, and as you know, at council, we have not just the principals of the law schools and the chairman, but you have all of the region present, and chief justices, attorneys general, bar reps. And so here we are all working together with how we're really going to lay the foundation for freedom and democracy.
When the weekend edition continues, do you want to adopt a pet zone? We'll tell you how coming up.